Apple is about to break one of its biggest unwritten rules. For the first time in years, the company might launch a true budget MacBook, with a starting price as low as $599. And this isn't just another MacBook Air refresh. This is Apple stepping directly into Chromebook territory, and the leaks suggest it could completely change the laptop market. Let's break down what we know and why this inexpensive MacBook might be a much bigger deal than anyone expected. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into Apple's upcoming low-cost MacBook, everything from design, performance, price, release window, and whether this thing is actually worth waiting for. Before we jump in, hit subscribe if you love staying ahead of Apple leaks. And drop a comment. Would you buy a $599 MacBook if all these leaks turn out to be true? Over the past 2 months, multiple reports and leaks, from supply chain analysts to industry insiders, have pointed to one thing. Apple is working on a new MacBook specifically aimed at students and casual users. Why does this matter? Because Apple hasn't played in the true budget laptop category in decades. The MacBook Air already sits just under $1,000, but that still puts it miles above the entry-level Windows laptops and Chromebooks dominating classrooms and offices. This new MacBook aims to target students in schools using Chromebooks, budget-conscious buyers who just need the basics, first-time Mac users, anyone who wants Apple's ecosystem without the premium price tag. It is Apple's first real attempt to reclaim the affordable laptop market, one they've ignored for years. Let's talk design. Leaks say the new MacBook will feature a 13-inch display, matching the MacBook Air's size and giving it a familiar form factor. But unlike the Air, which has a premium all-aluminum unibody, this budget MacBook may take a different route. Apple might be switching to a mix of aluminum and reinforced plastics, a simplified chassis, a more basic hinge mechanism. This isn't a downgrade, this is cost optimization. Apple wants to bring the price down without destroying the MacBook feel. As for the display, it'll be a standard LCD panel, no mini LED, no promotion, no super high refresh rates. But let's be honest, Apple's LCD panels are already some of the best in the industry. If it matches the clarity and brightness of the current MacBook Air, most users will never complain. Now, here's the twist that everyone's talking about. Instead of an M-series chip, Apple is reportedly testing the new MacBook with the A18 Pro, the same chip powering the iPhone 16 Pro. At first glance, that sounds weird, but it actually makes perfect sense. The A18 Pro delivers excellent single-core performance, great efficiency, low heat output, full support for Apple Intelligence, surprisingly strong GPU performance for basic tasks. In fact, early benchmarks show A-series chips matching or even beating older M1 level performance in the right workloads. This means real-world tasks like web browsing, video streaming, email, document editing, video calls, light photo editing will feel smooth and fast. This is not a machine for 8K video exports, Blender, or high-end creative work, and Apple isn't pretending it is. But for millions of users, this is exactly the level of performance they need, and nothing more. Because the A18 Pro is insanely efficient, this laptop could become one of Apple's longest-lasting MacBooks ever. Imagine a completely fanless design, silent operation, cool temperatures, all-day battery life, and probably more. Apple's efficiency game is unmatched, and powering a MacBook with an A-series chip is about to prove that again. Let's be clear. This MacBook isn't trying to replace the Pro lineup. This is a productivity-first machine. It's built for students in school environments, remote workers needing a cheap, reliable laptop, anyone who mainly uses browsers and productivity apps, families looking for a home computer, light creators who edit photos or small videos occasionally. It's the kind of laptop you buy when you want a Mac, but you don't need a MacBook Air or Pro. Now to the most important question: how much will it cost? Multiple reports claim Apple wants to target a price well under $1,000, but pricing leaks from analysts point to a much more exciting range, $599 to $799. If Apple even gets close to $599, this would be Apple's cheapest MacBook in decades, a direct competitor to Chromebooks, a threat to the entire entry-level Windows market, a gateway for millions of new Mac users. $599 is the price that could change everything. At that point, it's not just a new product, it's a strategic attack. So, when is this budget MacBook expected to arrive? Current leaks point to a launch window in early 2026, likely around the same time as the next MacBook Air refresh. That gives Apple plenty of time to optimize macOS for A-series laptop hardware, improve performance scaling, finalize manufacturing for a new budget tier. If all goes according to the internal roadmap, we'll see this machine within the first half of 2026. Let's zoom out. This MacBook is more than just a cheap laptop. It signals a major strategy shift for Apple. For years, Apple kept all MacBooks premium, but now they're targeting schools, budget users, first-time Mac buyers, entire countries where MacBooks are currently unaffordable. This is Apple expanding the ecosystem. More people using macOS means more people using iCloud, AirPods, Apple services, and eventually upgrading to higher-end models. This isn't just a product. It's a long-term play. If even half of these leaks are real, Apple's new $599 to $799 MacBook could easily be one of the most important products of 2026. Simple, portable efficient, and finally, affordable. Now I want to hear from you. Would you buy a $599 MacBook powered by the A18 Pro? Or would you still go for the MacBook Air? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe for more deep dive Apple content, and I'll see you in the next one.